Today I'm going to be doing a build in 800D. First off, I'm with two hard drives here on the sleds. Just going to slide them in. So you can't see me doing this, I'm doing it off camera. It's on the front of the case. I recommend the camera. So you do it right here. Then you close up the flap. Next thing I'm going to do is install the motherboard. As you can see, I already got the processor and heatsink onto the motherboard and the RAM installed. There's other video guides on how to install computer parts that will show you how to do this, but this is just a kind of a little basic one. Okay, so first off, you'll have to get this, your backplate, and put it in. So, you can see how it's installed there. Next step, we'll be putting this in. So you kind of just go down at an angle. Make sure you line up all the ports. Check the back. Okay, now you need motherboards. Okay, take your screws. Find your screwdriver. This is the screwdriver I'm using. Bought it at Costco in a pack of screwdrivers. It's the number 1. That's the tip. So I'll zoom in. On where I'm gonna put them. So you put it on. I'm not going to do that one first. I'm going to do the one on the other side of the processor, so I'll zoom out. Okay, first one's in. And most computer parts, you don't just put ones in right next to each other. Next one that I'm going to put is down in here. You can see where it's going to go. Your next screw. It goes there. And just keep on repeating. As you get all the other ones, I just did the one that's right over there. So I still have that one and that one to do. Gotta find too much screws. Sorry if I'm leaning into the shot, but and you grab your last one. Most motherboards will be a little wider than this one, and it'll have an extra 3 screws, which you can kind of see will go up there, there, in those 2 spots. But my motherboard it's a little narrow, but put the last one in. Magnetic screwdrivers are really good to have because they'll hold the screw on for you. So now that you got the motherboard mounted, you can start thinking about putting your graphics card and stuff on there without power. Oh, I'm gonna grab my graphics card, which is the amount, which you can see right here. They only go in one way because there's a slot in them. And I'm gonna put it into the first slot. So make sure that's focused. So I'm gonna put it into the top slot right there. Make sure you undo your screws first for the back, the plate, PCI plates. These ones are thumb screws, most might not be. Sometimes they'll be tightened down too tight for you. So you might need to use your screwdriver. But. So then you need to line up the slots. Now sit down there and lock into place. Now you take your thumb screw, and I'll zoom in where it needs to go. Put them back up here, or you took them out just a second ago. Grab your other one. I'm just going to tighten them down with the screwdriver, but you don't have to. So, my expensive graphics card to stay in here. Next, I'm going to grab my sound card. And my computer has it in the slot above it, so you can't really see me install it. So I got that installed and the screw put back in. So next thing I'm going to do is probably put some power connectors in. So I'm going to take the power connector I'm going to use, which I'm going to do the 24 pin first. I'm going to have to move the camera for a second, or move the case. Hold on, let me lower my camera. Move my light. Okay. So here's the 24 pin. Just gonna thread it through the hole. And plug it in. Doesn't take much force to plug it in. And since I'm using an extension cable, a braided one, I'm gonna make sure that all the cables are nice and neat. And it's bent nice, so you can see it. Next ones I'm going to do is the graphics card ones. I have extensions for those ones too. They're right here. This one has an 8 and a 6 pin. So I'm going to take the 8 pin and put it through first. Oh, upside down. Now the 6 pin. Actually, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see how. I'm gonna try to pull it up from the bottom and see how this looks. Because they're extension cables, they're meant to be seen. So I'm actually gonna do it. But that's how most people do it. This case is special and it's got these special hole in them. Just gotta get them right. See, now you can see the extension come up nice and easy. I'll probably put a little zip tie right there. So now you got your two power cables, extension power cables. Next, you'll want to do the A pin, which goes right up in here. Oh, you can't really see. It's on the other side of the processor. Hold on, with the camera. Goes right in there. I'll zoom in on where it goes. You can see it right there. I'm going to take this extension cable, poke it through, and plug it in, and run it out the back. So now I got everything on the board plugged in, pretty much. So I'm going to flip it around, flip the case around. Sorry, I hit that. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out, pull the camera back a little bit. So now you can see this extension cable and this one, which is the 8. Those are the only ones I got in the back right now because the other one goes straight to the basement of the floor. So I got my 8 pin and my 6 pin, which they're both 6+2. That's gonna be for the floor, so I don't need to install it right now. And hold on, I got these two. I got the 24 pin right here and the 8 pin EPS power. I'm gonna plug the 24 pin in. They just snap in, and then plug the 8 pin in. There, now I got the 8 pin plugged in. So now they're 2 plugged in. You're just going to want to route them to where your power supply is going to be, which I haven't put in yet, because it's a tight space down on this one, so I want to route all the cables in first. Okay, well, I'm going to take a break and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so the next cable I'm going to need is my SATA cable. I'm just going to run it right through in here. Turn the case around. Oops, it fell. Probably won't be able to see where I have to plug it in, but this one's got a back plate, so you don't have to plug in each individual drive. Next thing I'll do is take my 2 SATA cables and plug those in. Up here. One for SATA 1. One for the SATA 2, because I have 2 hard drives. And then route them out the back. And now you've been routing out other cables. And this case has a convenient little cover, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. That slides right over. Push that back up there. Towards this slide in. Huh. Okay. It's a little tricky because the cables stick out a wee bit too far for this to go back on. There we go. Got it on there. So now you can't even see those cables. So that's that side done. I'm gonna spin it. Go back around. I'm just gonna pull this out because I can't get it in right this second. So you're gonna take the two SATA cables and route them back into your case. That's why. And I just have to flip the cables around because the right-hand connectors need to go on this side of the into the drives. I'll probably make it so the cover will slide on. Just pull them back out, push them back through. So I pulled them back through. Now you just take them. Can't really see where they go because of that cable. They go right about in here. Sorry, my head's in the way. So you just plug them in and then pull the extra length of cable out. So you can't see them at all. So with the right angled connectors that you put in right there, I'm pretty sure this will slide in. There we go, it slid in properly that time. So now you got most of your components hooked up. I'm gonna need a Molex connector for my fans because I have a fan controller in the front. So I'll have my Molex connector right here. I'm just gonna run this through the bottom hole. So that'll be in the right spot when I grab my power supply to plug it in. Okay, so I ran it through. Spin it around. Now I have to find which one. How I power this thing. Okay, got the power cable. Same much shit through, so here's my power. I'm just gonna run this cable up. Grab it. Only goes in one way. Okay, there, it snapped in. So now I'm gonna flip it around. Grab my 6-pin cables. My power supply cables right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab my power supply. I have a nice non-modular one, so that's why I've been able to do this. So this one will go in the basement down here. So I'm going to just grab all my power cables and plug them in outside of it because it's a tight fit. Plug them in. So I got my 24 pins and stuff. They'll all snap into place. with this. And the last one is my mullet connector. Okay. So now I just push it in. Just push it right up. To the back. You can see it back here. I'll grab the screw for it. Walk in front of the camera. I'm gonna do a cross pattern on this. So that it pulls the power supply in better. Sorry, I walked in front of the camera. I had to go get my screw. So now I got the power in. Make sure it's on. Last thing I'm going to do is take my power leads and just pull them to the back so I can plug them in. Okay, they're all pushed to the back now. So I have my power leads, my fan power. Should have one more somewhere. Cables. Okay, so I got all three of my fans that are going to be in this for right now. Take this thing, make sure I plug them into the right ones. Fan 1. Fan 2. Fan 3. Forgot to plug in the hard drive. Whoops, you probably couldn't see that, what I just did, but it's okay. So I just plugged in my hard drives. So everything's pretty well plugged in. I'll have to do some cable management, which I'll show you. I'm not going to show you it, I'll just do it. Okay. Plugged in my cable. Still do have to do front panel cables and stuff, so I'm gonna run them through. I'll just run them through and then fix my camera. Oh, cameras. So I'm just running them through down here. It's gonna take me a second. I'll be in front of the camera to plug these in. Reset was Okay, so I got the front panel, like the reset switches and stuff. So next, I'm gonna take the 1394, which I'm actually not gonna plug in because I don't use it. I'm just gonna take my front USB. Route it down. And plug it in. Take my other front USB. Down to the hole. Plug it in. So now everything's plugged in pretty well. Yeah, everything's plugged in, so should be able to test it and see if the fans and stuff come on when I hit the power button. And whoosh. My LEDs are coming on, fans are spinning, so everything looks like was built good. I'm gonna flip it around to the front, show you the keep on spinning it. See, there's my fan controller. Go on, focus. So I can go fan 1. So I can switch my fans here and control them. I can turn them down. So you can easily turn them down so that they don't run as fast. You're not going to want them running at full speed because they'll make loud noises, and you can ramp them up if you need to. So I'm going to come back in a little bit with cable management.